A young boy enters a cobbler shop with his mom. At first, he thinks he's just looking at any old shoes, but shoekeeper Mr. Solesby gives him a different perspective. His stories about where the feet that walked in those shoes have been may just help guide his future. Joining me now is Amy Epps. She lives in Augusta with her husband and 2 children and hopes to inspire a lot of students to choose their own paths in life through her new book, Mr. Solesby's Shop. Amy, thanks for your time today.
Thanks for having me, Jenny.
So I know that your passion is literacy and you like to tutor special needs children in reading.
I do.
Yeah, and so reading, it was something that you've always wanted to do, was write a book for children.
It is, and actually I wrote the book about 20 years ago.
Yeah?
And just found an illustrator about 8 months ago, and it took about 8 months for us to put it together. But it's something I've always wanted to do, and it kind of goes well with my literacy business that I have going right now.
Absolutely. You know, I was interested when I read this. Your Heidi, your illustrator, is not even in this country.
No, she is in England. She is a lovely person. She's done the coolest video for me to take to schools to share with students, you know, exactly how to become an illustrator. I had no idea the amount of work that goes into illustrating a children's picture book.
It's beautiful. It's beautifully illustrated, and the story is so sweet. And you know, it's just something I never even thought about. But I know the next time I go into my shoe person here in Augusta, I'm totally going to be thinking about that. The stories that those shoes could tell about the people that have worn them.
Well, when I walked into that shop, it was just like stepping back in time, and you know, you think about the stories that they could tell and where these people have been. And I think we're in such a world of, you know, disposable things that it's important for kids to realize that, you know, everything has value and there's worth in everything.
Well, you know, that was one thing. There's the story here about the doctor's shoes. And the shoemaker says, you know, Dr. Tom or whomever could buy as many shoes as he wants to. But he gets these shoes resold and whatever he needs to do, shoes that have brought babies into the world and shoes that have said their last goodbyes to patients he couldn't say. I thought I thought that was beautiful.
Thank you.
To just think about all of that. And that goes to what you're saying. Just because we can doesn't mean we have to buy and buy and buy.
Well, and children can learn so much from the past. There's so many lessons, you know, that are out there waiting to be taught, but you just have to take the time to listen.
Well, it's a wonderful story, and you're going to be doing some readings of the story coming up.
I am. December the 8th, I am doing at Biscuits and Gravy in Aiken. I'm doing a reading with children, and then they're going to paint their own pottery. And then on the 15th at Barnes & Noble, I'll be doing a book signing there.
So you'll be over at the mall at Barnes & Noble?
Yes.
That's got to be so exciting.
Yeah, I'm excited, and I have some schools lined up, and I really like taking it to schools and to children and kind of explaining the process and trying to inspire them, you know, in their writing. And so that's been fun, and the illustrator actually did 5 extensions for me, which is really cool. So kids can do a digital literacy where they extend the story with 5 extra pictures. They can tell their own story, or they can extend my story and create their own ebook. And you actually can find that on my website at amyepps.com.
Well, that's different.
Yeah.
That's very cool. I'm sure that engaging children like that just makes the whole process more real to them, too.
Yes, you know, I feel like I want them to be a part of it, and I'm hoping that as I visit some of these schools that I can load some of these stories that they're actually writing, you know, onto my website, that so people can see, you know, how children respond to the literature. So.
Well, Amy, your career path has been very interesting.
Definitely.
It didn't start with books.
No, it didn't. I graduated from UGA with a degree in early childhood education back in 1996.
Yeah.
Taught for 4 years, then stayed home with my kids, and then had a local boutique for a while.
Right.
Left there, and then I started teaching reading to struggling readers, you know, kids with reading disabilities. And I'm actually finishing my master's at 45 in reading education through the University of Georgia in the spring.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Congratulations to you. And I think it's so important to point out that, especially to college kids, you're not necessarily setting your future in stone. We can do a lot of different things, and I like that.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
We can do different things, and this is a wonderful venture on your part, and I wish you so much success with your children's books. I hope there will be more.
Thank you. I do too.
Thanks
you, Jennie,
a lot,
for having
Amy.
me.
Thank you for being here. Coming up, Southern Gospel.